Hola, soy Flor. I made this video about the present indicative in Spanish. I will show you the uses and examples of different verbs, either regulars and irregulars. If you started learning Spanish recently, then this is the video for you. You'll have practice and a lot of tips for Spanish learners. So I hope you enjoy the video. Present indicative in Spanish. Uses and example. Presente indicativo. Let's have a look at some examples. Mi tía vive en el campo. Tus amigos trabajan en el banco. Los niños van a la escuela. Mi tía vive en el campo means my aunt lives in the countryside. Tus amigos trabajan en el banco means your friends work in the bank. Los niños van a la escuela means the children go to school. So here you have the use of the present indicative. It's to talk about routines, habits, and facts. Yes? So I say mi tía vive. The verb is vive. The second one, trabajan. And the third one, van. As you can see, the verbs change according to the subject. If I say mi tía, I would say vive. If it's the plural, I would say trabajan or van. Okay? To ask questions, it's very simple. You just have to change the intonation. If I take the first sentence and I remove mi tía, my aunt, and I have only vive en el campo, that could be a statement. But as a question, I could say vive en el campo, trabajan en el banco, van a la escuela. So I just changed the intonation to make a question. Okay? Or I could add, for example, ¿Quieres café? Do you want coffee? ¿Pueden ir a la fiesta? Can you go to the party? ¿Vives con tu novia? Do you live with your girlfriend? So the intonation to make questions in Spanish is very important because it could be either an affirmative sentence, vive en el campo, or I could say, vive en el campo, and that's a question. The verb remains the same. You don't have to change the verb if it's a question, a negative, or an affirmative sentence. Some regular verbs that you probably know are trabajar, hablar, to work, to speak. In the middle we have comer, leer, to eat, to read, and the last one, vivir, escribir, to live and to write. These are regulars, so as you can see, the root of the word doesn't change. Let's have a look at the first column. Trabajo, trabajas, trabaja, trabajamos, trabajan. Hablo, hablas, habla, hablamos, hablan. So if I want to say I work in an office, I would use trabajo en una oficina. Or if I want to specify that I work, I could say yo trabajo en una oficina. If I want to say I talk to my mom every day, I would say in Spanish, hablo con mi mamá todos los días. The column in the middle, for example, comer, I could say she eats fruit. Ella come fruta, because I'm talking about her. With read, imagine that I want to say we read the newspaper, I would say leemos el periódico. Or if I want to emphasize that we read the newspaper in Spanish, I would say nosotros leemos el periódico. The last column, vivir, to live, I could say I live in a house, vivo en una casa. If I want to say we live in a house, vivimos en una casa, because it's for nosotros. And the last one, escribir, to write, I could say you write emails. Tú escribes correos electrónicos. Okay, so it depends on the person. I would change the verb. And as usual, careful with irregular verb forms because they change completely. Have a look at dar, to give. I say yo doy, tú das, él da, nosotros damos, ellos dan. Pensar would be to think. So I would say pienso, piensas, piensa, pensamos, piensan. Sometimes only one verb could be regular, as in the case of pensamos. That's regular, but all the rest are irregular, okay? The same case is with poder, to be able to, or can. So puedo, puedes, puede, podemos, it's regular, pueden, irregular. Querer, to want, quiero, quieres, quiere, queremos, quieren. Ir, to go, voy, vas, va, vamos, van. All of these are irregular. And the last one is decir, to say something, digo, dices, dice, decimos, dicen. As you can see from this chart, sometimes all the verbs are irregular, sometimes only one is regular, and sometimes two. Well, it depends. What you have to do is try to use these verbs as much as possible so you remember the spelling and you'll remember which ones are regulars and which ones are irregulars. So now it's your turn. You have to answer these questions. The first one is, ¿dónde trabajas? The second one, ¿vives en el centro de la ciudad? 3. ¿Puedes hablar otro idioma? 4. ¿Qué lees? 5. ¿Escribes correos electrónicos? And the last one, number 6. ¿Cuándo hablas con tus amigos? So you can pause the video now because I'll show you some possible answers. Some examples of these answers are, the first one, trabajo en, and then you complete with where you work. Trabajo en una oficina, trabajo en un banco, en un supermercado, okay? The second one has two options. The first one is affirmative. Sí, vivo en el centro de la ciudad. Or you can say, no, no vivo en el centro de la ciudad. Or you can also add, vivo a 20 minutos. O vivo a 20 kilómetros from the city. Okay? Number 3. Sí, puedo hablar, and then the language. Chino, español, italiano, francés. Or you can say, no, no puedo. Number 4. Leo novelas, revistas, el periódico. Number 5. Sí, escribo correos todos los días. I write emails every day. Or you can say no, no escribo correos. Number 6, hablo con mis amigos todos los días, every day, a veces, sometimes, siempre, always. Okay, these are some examples of the questions. How to practice el presente indicativo? Well, my advice is that you practice describing your routine since you get up in the morning until you go to bed. You can describe a member of your family or a friend, your friend's routine, or somebody famous. And here's an example. Ellen DeGeneres es una presentadora de televisión. Trabaja en un programa de entrevistas. Tiene 61 años. Vive en California, Estados Unidos. Es muy simpática, inteligente y generosa. No tiene hijos. Tiene un hermano y una esposa. Okay? So you just find a few facts of somebody famous and you write a few sentences. As you can see, here I used the verb to be, ser, the verb vivir, the verb trabajar, the verb tener. So try to write a few sentences and then you can share them with your language partner or you can show them to your teacher. And the more you write and the more you describe, you will be using this presente indicativo. So I hope you have found this video useful, and if you liked it, please like and share, or you can visit my website www.spanishwithflor.org for more exercises. See you later. Thanks for watching. Ciao.